Goal King Cole, Andrew Cole, yes, is joining us today at Bola Mamak, and it is a special one. Ross Youssef, of course, needs the makeup. This man definitely needs the makeup if he doesn't want to shine like a disco ball. Andrew Cole just getting, you know, stuff sorted out with our producer, Stephen_Chu at Astro.com.my. And holy mother of everything that is good on this planet, what is the orange man wearing? Food intake done, Gary and Phil Neville presents on the set done, and of course we have to wait for one man, and his name is Des Cockle, aka Dr. Doom. Well, I guess the gang's all here, so let's go.
Welcome to a special edition of Bola Mamak, because we have the one and only Andrew Cole in the house. Of course, we've got the Orange Band, Ross Youssef, Des Cockle, MyManUtd, the Sabah Red Devils, everyone! Goosebumps, goosebumps, Liverpool fans here. 2-1. All right, remember.
Invited, I want to know.
All right, all your comments via Facebook, email, Twitter, Skype, everything will be discussed a bit later on. But first, it's time for our favorite segment of the show, and it's called Did You See That? Let us start off in Italy. Check out this goal. Thank you very much. In you go. The man who scored in the Champions League scores yet again for Juventus. Thank you very much. Brilliant goal, Andrew Cole. If you think that was good, thank you. In you go. Shades of Andrew Cole back in the day, but he's not a...
They lost.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
They did lose.
how did you know this?
Yeah,
Andrew, impressed so far?
Very good, very good.
How about this one? Tickle your funny bone? Oh! Italy galore!
You've seen goals like that, right? Too far out.
All right, this man has played all around the world except for Malaysia. Switches from green to pink shoes because Real Man went pink, and it works out for him. A very nice play. Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
2 goals, 2 assists, pink boots.
Very well done, Mr. Yusuf. And yes, it was one of the most exciting games in the world. This was the highlight of the game. What? Yeah, this was the highlight of the game. Oh! He was practicing how to dive, like Suarez.
Mark Halsey.
Hey. All right, these guys, oh no, don't do that at home. You know, that's not a bad thing. Brush your mouth or something like that. But it was the same game. Check this out. German international Nutmeg Müller. In you go.
Nice. Great keeping, Harry.
You can't see this at home, but Andrew Cole is just like nodding his head in approval, like, Heinz, not bad.
I've done that. That's all right.
Oh, yeah. Size does matter.
That looks like Malaysian flag.
Check his goal out. Oh, keeper could have done better.
More Japanese boys, eh?
Yes. Who needs Kagawa when you got this boy in your team?
Son, is it?
No.
Inui. All right, watch this. Oh, he's like, he wants to scream for help, but this happened, of course, in the Barclays Premier League. Watch this.
Lee Probert's always been a diver. Red card for both?
He was joking, yeah?
Yeah. Who said the referee wasn't a joke? I mean, who didn't have a sense of humor or something like that? Des Cockle was laughing, and that's not very easy. Or more impressive was this man, Andrew Cole, who's very... Are you always misjudged as a very serious person who doesn't have a sense of humor?
Yep.
You are. But he is actually a very, very funny man, especially when you saw, you know, Liverpool used to United, but we get to that a bit later on. But first, it is time for all your questions via Facebook, Twitter, email, and it's all for this man on my left. And the first question comes from Alex Valentino, and he goes by this. What is your favorite United moment of all time?
Favorite? 99, the year.
All right. That can't beat anything else.
No, not for me, not.
What was the feeling like, though?
Hard to explain. Very surreal.
Very surreal. You are so precise, just like how you used to score goals. To the point. Unlike somebody else. But all right, moving along. Kavin Ramakrishnan, if you had the chance, would you trade your UEFA Champions League victory for a World Cup win with England? Feel free to answer or be honest.
I think I've answered by laughing. Hell no.
All right, moving on to Loga Balin, who simply goes by... Who was the goalkeeper you found hardest to beat during your days as a striker?
Peter Schmeichel.
Peter Schmeichel?
Yeah.
But that was in practice and afterwards as well, right?
Yeah, that was when I played against him, practiced against him. Yeah, very, very tough.
Right, I got one. Worst manager you played under and why?
Oh dear.
Worst manager. Worst. Wow.
I know the best, so.
Worst. Say
There's
worst.
this-
Just
there's
not,
this-
just not my cup of tea. Most probably Graham Sinnott.
Oh.
Not my cup of tea.
But why? But why? Was he not a nice person to deal with?
I just thought, my view, bully.
A bully. I don't know, because I read reports back then that he actually got in a fight with one of his, players back then. Were you there, or
Was I there? I was at the football club then. Yeah, I certainly was.
so that he wasn't exactly the best individual to work with?
Like I said, just my views. I thought he's a bully. And I think if you've always been that way inclined when you're playing the game, you go into management, you're going to be the same kind of way. But when you find people who stand up against a bully, you don't know how to address them.
So you stood up to this man.
Yeah.
Could you pick up? I mean, could you give us a scenario where, and I'm sorry to do this to you, but like where he actually bullied someone or he tried to impose himself?
He would always try and impose himself. And I think the players who played under him before I went there, they were used to it.
This is different from the hairdryer.
Hairdryer, totally different. Because he's a manager who manages with class.
Wow.
I mean, so he's just totally different.
Mr. Cockle?
Yeah, one for me. You spent 20 years as a pro, 6 at United, and everyone associates with United. I always remember you more at Newcastle, where you scored, was it 70 goals, 68 goals in 80-odd games?
Newcastle.
Remarkable. Surely that was the best time of your career.
For scoring goals, but I've always perceived myself as a team player, so ultimately it don't matter how many goals I scored. But my team is not going to win anything at the end of the year.
But that was great
Irrelevant.
fun, wasn't it?
Do you want to play football for fun or do you want to win silverware? I know what I prefer to do.
Okay.
And I achieved that.
I can't come back on that one.
And it's not very easy to shut that man up, by the way. All right, moving on to Daniel Lee. He says, if you were the current manager of Manchester United, what would your ideal tactics be?
Ideal tactics.
What approach would you have?
I don't see the way Man United play now is no different to the way we play. I think they've always been a very attack-minded team. They've always attacked every team they've played against. And nothing's changed, so the same kind of tactics for me.
Do you know what I would change? What? I'd tell Paul Scholes never, ever to tackle. Ever.
But he has been doing it for the past 55, 75 years.
Never allow Paul Scholes to tackle.
Man,
That'd
he's
be the
been
new
paid
tackle.
a lot of money to do those tackles. That's why that Paul scores, and he scores some great goals. Too,
Yes.
I tell you what.
You wouldn't change anything as well?
Man United, no, I think the way they push 2 up at the back, United to me, since your time, have been playing effectively with 2 central defenders and the 2 fullbacks bomb on, and you get so many bodies in the penalty area. They're just so good, those 2 centre-backs. They make Man United.
They've got to be good.
Yeah.
Actually, what was the feeling like playing for Manchester United at that point of time, which was arguably the best team on the planet at that point of time?
You say that, but don't forget, I think you've missed out a big component of the team as well. That holding central midfield man. We had Roy Keane in there.
Yes, correct. Of course.
Now, I mean, the 2 centre-halves know they're going to be well protected anyway, so you push your fullbacks on as far as you want them. Because once you've got him sitting in front of you,
So effectively, it's a 3 centre-back and everyone else can bomb forward. That's effectively
that's the way Man United play.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to the next question. It comes from the Orange Man. Would you like to have a go before I ask the next Facebook question?
Yeah, yesterday I was listening to this, and someone said that your son is actually with Man City Academy.
He
Is
is,
that correct?
yeah.
And then the dad, obviously a legend with Manchester United. Why was the choice made like that?
It wasn't a choice made like that. It was a choice. My son was there when he was a kid, a very young boy, I think 6,
Okay.
and now he's
Well, in
17,
Man City itself, yeah.
and he's still there. So it's not a choice that I made or he made. It's just
It just happened.
just
Does he
happened.
support City then?
Does he? It's a strange one, because naturally when kids are at a football club, that's the club they find themselves affiliated to. But if he moved away,
But you weren't the first one, because Peter Schmeichel technically had his kid at City
his
as well
son was
before he
there.
moved on.
Yeah, well
moved on.
before mine.
Why is it? Because you don't see that many
interesting.
United players, kids being in the United Academy. Is something wrong there?
I wouldn't say there's anything wrong. I mean, it's the way the land lies. If it happens, it happens. But I don't think anyone really looks into it and say, well, he's forced him to go there or whatever. That's just like.
Actually, Andrew, you played for so many top clubs. How would you differentiate, say, maybe the top 2 or top 3 in your mind?
What, football clubs?
Yes.
Well, I can only talk of, obviously, Man United. I don't know how Liverpool's run as a football club.
But the clubs you played for?
No comparison. There's no comparison because I class Man United as a Hollywood of football. It's got all the stars surrounding it. It's got great football
everything
players.
was done right.
Everything.
Training, the food.
I mean, travel, security, everything. I mean, it's just.
Do you keep in touch with any of the backroom staff who might have played a vital role in your career?
Yeah.
You do. Have they mentioned anything how things might have changed or?
No, because I would see the change. I mean, obviously, sports science moves on and all that kind of stuff, but everything else runs exactly the same.
Do we have time? One more question. So, Andy, this is for the kids that are watching this show. What is that one thing, that one success criteria that is the most dominant for you and become such a great player, become a legend of Manchester United? What was that one thing that actually you would advise the kids that are watching?
You've got to work hard. I think whatever you want to do, not just in football, you could want to be the best businessman in the world. You're only going to get there if you're prepared to work hard and put hours in. So everything, you've got to be dedicated to your job and you've got to be prepared to work very hard as well.
What did you tell your kid?
My son?
Yeah.
Same thing I'm saying now. You've got to work very hard. It's as simple as that. Nothing's given to anyone.
So kids, work really hard. You have a dream to become a great player or a good player, just keep working hard at it.
Study first.
Balance it.
Sure.
Balance it. You can have both.
When did you realise that you were good enough to become a pro?
When did I realise? I didn't. Because everything in football, you need that little bit of luck to go wherever you're going. But to play at the highest level, you might need that little bit of luck. I left Arsenal. As a kid, I went to Bristol City. Now people were saying, oh yeah, potential. What is potential? Unless you fulfill it. So when I left there, moved to Newcastle, thinking I'll play at the highest level, but that don't mean you're going to play at the highest level for 10 years, 15 years, whatever maybe. So I was always striving. I always said to myself, I mean, you can always get better.
Do you ever feel like giving up?
Yeah, when I was younger, yeah, for sure, not a problem.
Wow.
Not a problem.
How old were you
when I was younger? 16, 17.
As in, what was your biggest obstacle back then?
Biggest obstacle? I just thought
All your
me and the
mates.
coach had a personality clash.
Okay.
I mean, I was more than prepared to walk out when I was, 17?
Do you see that in a lot of young footballers now? Because
No.
Pogba, like maybe leaving Manchester United for whatever reason.
That's not walking out, is it? Because you're leaving Manchester United and moving on to Juventus.
But he doesn't.
If you
feature
talk
for them
about
as well that
walking out is not prepared to play anymore.
much. Do you see that happening often?
No.
Apart from Tevez.
Yeah, I was going to mention that too. That would probably come close to a walkout, actually, isn't it?
Moving on to Arun.
It's different when you're 17, 18
Exactly,
or so,
yeah, man.
because you've got no plan B.
There you go.
You're out of the game.
Those guys have got plan B. So if Tevez didn't go back to Man City, he would have got another move because he's that good a player.
A
So
golf
it's
club.
not a case of saying, well, he's walking out never to play again. He's walking out to say, well, I don't like the manager, we've had our problems, but I'm prepared to move somewhere else if someone else comes in for me. Simple as.
I mean, you're really, really very single-minded.
Yeah, you got to be. You got to be. Football's a team sport. Let's not forget about that. But
Yeah.
on the flip side of that, you got to think about yourself in that team.
Correct.
Because when you're out the team, your teammates not thinking about you being out the team. He's thinking about himself staying in the team. So
Yeah.
it's a great team sport, but you got to be selfish.
Was Van Nistelrooy coming over to United a big part for you to move on? You did give yourself some time.
Yeah, of course it was. Because you get to 30, you're not old. We look at players now, 36, 37 still playing. But I think when I was coming to the end of my career, when you got to 30, everyone was saying, oh, come to the end of his career at 30. And now people get to 35 and say, oh, he's doing a great job, 35 or whatever. And that's just how much football's changed again.
Okay, I've been stalling on this question for quite some time because these gentlemen kicked in. But the last question comes from Arun, and it says, "What is your funniest moment in football?" Don't say being on Bola Mamak.
Funniest moment, I don't even say it on TV.
Okay, the censored version. Let's leave all the David May stories out.
No, this got nothing to do with David May. This was a little incident between Nicky Butt and Peter Schmeichel. So very,
Nicky
very
Butt?
Nicky Butt.
But isn't he the
Tell all,
serious
tell
one?
all.
Yeah, tell us.
Come on, we won't mention this to anybody. There's millions of people watching.
Finish.
You can't be aired.
Okay, let's picture Orange Man as Nicky Butt. Because no, actually, you sent me Bola. Nicky Butt went
The
Bola
other one,
afterwards. And the giant Peter Schmeichel, played by Ross Yusuf.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so let's have this little scenario. What exactly happened? And this is a family show, by the way, so...
So we'll leave it there.
Doing a point. Thank you very much. Remember, more questions from you guys coming up for Andrew Cole. But coming up after this short break, we shift our focus on to the Barclays Premier League. And the big talking point from the weekend. That's next on Bola Mamak. Welcome back. Yes, remember that Andrew Cole, or rather a joke that Andrew Cole couldn't say, he told us, and I can tell you my personal opinion, we can't mention that ever. But Ross Youssef, you can check it out on his Twitter account very soon. But the biggest talking point from the Barclays Premier League this past weekend was the Liverpool versus Manchester United game. Yes, Liverpool going to 10 men, opening up the score sheet thanks to a fantastic goal from Steven Gerrard. Then this wonder strike by the best striker in the world, Raphael, also known as a right back for Manchester United, and a controversial penalty, should I say? Well, this is what both managers had to say after the game.
We didn't play well. First half, Liverpool dominated us. It was disappointing, our performance, to be honest with you. Second half, we had better possession, but they've got 10 men, you know, so we can't take any great credit for that. But a win's a win, and come here over the last few years has been difficult. So we've got to be pleased with the result, but not the performance.
They've been outstanding today, and you've seen from the crowd's reaction as well. The crowd know that the players are giving their all, and once that wee bit of luck turns, then we'll be fine. But it's bitterly disappointing because we want to be an effective team, and today I felt we were, but decisions went against us.
I thought it was a clear red card. I think there was a dangerous attempt to get the ball. I don't think he went for the ball. John Evans went for the ball, got the ball, and the boys went in really, really dangerously. And I don't think there's any other decision the referee could give him.
Johnny Evans was off the ground. Could he have been sent off as well?
Well, he went for the ball. He got the ball. That's the important thing. And the other boy didn't even attempt to go for the ball.
As John Joe Shelby came off, he seemed to take umbrage with you. What was his problem? What was he saying?
He was trying to blame me, I suppose. But Jesus God, once he also, I think he can apologise if he likes. I think he should do that. He's responsible for his own actions. There's no question about that.
Let's be honest, there was a lot of talking points during the game, but let's take it back. So when the game started, just before the handshake, there was a lot of talk about would they shake or would they handshake. Yes, it was already mentioned that they would, but credit has to be given to both these gentlemen who swallowed their pride and made sure that what had to be done was done right there. Ross?
Too much fuss about this handshake business.
Yeah, there was a far more serious talking point about the justice for the 96.
Yeah.
That was a spine-tingling moment. It was a fantastic moment of recognition for the 96. That truth has been out for 15 plus years in book form. Now it's officially been recognised.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
So that's the talking point. Forget this handshake rubbish, because you guys keep coming back onto this.
We were banging the producer last week again for bringing up the handshake issue. It is the smallest thing. In the spirit of the game, we agreed there, so that, okay, yeah, get it, do it, and get it over with. But the real talking point is what you're talking about. Now, I wanted to ask you something, Des. You are born and bred from Liverpool, and we die-hard Liverpool fans here, there's definitely a certain distance and understanding how much pain Liverpudlians felt.
Can I say what he wants to say?
Yeah,
you're not a Liverpool fan.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
You deserve to support Liverpool because you're not from there.
I'm not saying
For three seasons he said it. I'm just saying it. But nevertheless, credit must be given to those two guys, whether you like it or not, because you said the producer was harping on the fact, and we just, giving them recognition.
Okay, so
fair enough.
we recognize the fact, we appreciate it. Can we move on?
Yes, moving on to a very, very, let's put it this way, what happened during the game.
Yeah.
Fair enough, the tackle did happen, it did go in, but then how he presented himself after that was a bit, dodgy.
Well, Shelby. But you're talking about Sir Alex Ferguson,
Yeah, of course, definitely. Sir Alex Ferguson, he tackled Johnny Evans. Remember that?
Right, yeah.
Okay, no, but honestly, the young player from Liverpool, come on.
He gave Mark Halsley, he made Mark Halsley take a card out. In a game that big, you don't take both feet off the ground. It's an outlaw tackle.
But haven't you seen the pictures that's filled the world of Twitter, showing that Johnny Evans went in with both feet? John Joe Shelby going in with both feet?
They both got the ball. Honestly, they both got the ball. So I don't know why this issue is. And I know what your view is. If he's going to get a red card, then why not Van Persie only got a yellow card? I don't understand that part.
Van Persie won the ball.
And this guy didn't. He got the ball. Let's look at. Can we bring the thing again so that Andy can have a look at it again?
He was over it.
The following picture, which a lot has not gone on, was showing that John Joe Shelby, he tackled, his foot went into the calf of Johnny Evans. Andrew, could you just step in? Because you used to play there, remember?
Yeah, you used to play. We can talk all we want, but you
I was
play.
listening to the gentleman to my left here. He played the ball. It must have been a beach ball.
No, it's the same beach ball that Johnny Evans went for.
Please.
Come on.
No, okay, no, it was a red card. Fair enough. Andrew?
Yes, for sure.
It was a red, and certainly in the modern interpretation where
Sure.
anything reckless
Yeah.
is it endangered Johnny Evans, and Andy suffered a broken leg from a reckless challenge.
Yep.
So the idea is to stop people getting
That's
broken
right.
legs. It was a potential leg breaker.
So yeah, no, I don't mind someone sacking someone very firmly if he's going to be fair, but we look at Shelby's tackle, he's not played the ball, which is the disappointing thing, and then to make out he's played the ball and then to blame someone else who's, I don't know what, 20 yards away from him. It's not as if the manager ran on the football pitch and said to Mark Halsey, send him off. You know, so, but in saying that, I just think that's a generation of kids being unrespectful to adults.
Actually, what would have happened if one of you all back then had gone at your opposition, your manager?
I wouldn't have been tolerated. I wouldn't have been tolerated. Not at all.
So where is, okay, I mean, we're going a bit off topic, but how would you stop that lack of discipline?
Well, I think the manager needs to address that. I think Brendan Rodgers needs to address that. Because we've all been sent off. I've been sent off. It's not for me to blame the manager of the opposition's team for being sent off. I made a decision. I'll put that tackle in. Now, players are always going to be at each other if they believe it's a bad tackle. That's part and parcel of the game. But to accuse the manager,
Yeah.
a strange one. That.
But how do we know?
Strange one.
How do you know he accused the manager? It was a mouthing up between
I
the two
did.
guys.
I did. Yes, he did.
Yeah, I
Undoubtedly.
saw him going at Sir Alex Ferguson.
And he's tweeted as well, subsequently, that he was saying, he was calling Sir Alex a grass. He's taken the tweet
But
off.
you're telling me Sir Alex Ferguson didn't say anything.
It doesn't matter whether he said something.
No, if you got in, look, that's a passionate game going on.
So what-
He just got a red card.
So
and
what
Sir
difference
Alex
does it
Ferguson-
make? Explain yourself. What
Yeah,
difference
that's what I'm
does it
saying. If Sir Alex Ferguson actually instigates even further, of course you're being a passionate player, you'll say
How
something.
can he instigate that if it's 20 yards away?
Not instigate the sending off, but if you're coming out, it's already like down and out. It's let the team down in that sense. And if Sir Alex Ferguson says something that is going to anger you a bit more,
Did
you
you
will
watch the
have
game?
to.
Did you watch the game?
Same game that you watched.
Okay.
Same game that you watched.
So when he was walking off the pitch, where did you see Sir Alex Ferguson?
What we couldn't see, he was facing like that. You only could see Yonyo doing like that. But you couldn't see what Sir Alex Ferguson was doing.
I think you're on your own on this one, Orange.
Yeah, man. Hey guys, Liverpool fans, who just rang me up and said there's something not right about Sir Alex Ferguson. You must have said something. I'm just fighting your case, okay? There you go.
And so what if he did? Does that mean a young kid of that age can abuse
Oh no,
senior
I'm
self?
not saying that, man.
Well,
I'm just saying we got to be fair about this accusation.
It
so
was
you've
out of
answered the
order.
question then.
It was out. He was disrespectful.
The first issue for me is that Shelby, in the 40th minute, has got himself sent off at Anfield against Man United. He has really cost Liverpool because the game changes at that moment. And Liverpool have played really well, and all the pretty football I've been talking about for a season and a half, all the dominant football for a season and a half, you miss your chance to beat Man United at Anfield
I'll
if
agree
you're down
with you
to 10
there.
men.
I'll agree with you there. I'll agree with you.
But you guys don't think that it was actually a bad decision by the ref to show a red instead of a yellow?
It was a reckless challenge that endangered Johnny Evans.
I don't know, man. There's a different school of thought on this one.
Different school of thought.
Should we go on to the penalty?
No, I was going to move on to the fact that, you know, even though they were 10 men down, they were the better team. I don't care which team you support. For the longest part, and it was emphasized by Gerrard's goal. I mean, why would... Okay, Ross, I'm going to go to you on this one. Manchester United, 11 players, 10 men, Liverpool.
Yeah, I know that was quite. I haven't seen them play that bad since Wednesday against Galatasaray. They're missing something in midfield for me. A playmaker or something. It's not. I mean, having said all that, they're churning out 1-0 wins, so I'll still take it.
Andrew,
But I didn't see the game on Wednesday because I was coming over on Wednesday, so I didn't see that game. Watching the game yesterday, Liverpool were the better team. And Liverpool have gone on to win the game with 10 men. I don't think anyone could turn around and say they didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
You know, Manchester United were very fortunate to go on to win the game, but I think when you're a team who goes on to win championships as many as Manchester United done, that luck in the season, that's why you can go on to win championship. And when things like that go against Liverpool, that's why Liverpool are at where they're at. No doubt, say vice versa, if Liverpool going to win championships like Man United do, that would be their bit of luck. And that's just the way the game is.
Are you a firm believer that they cancel each other out, like the bad luck?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in a season?
Yeah, that is football. That is football. There's no doubt from now to the end of the season, the manager's going to have a set to with someone regarding some kind of decision.
Yeah.
You look at the Raphael goal as well, talking about things going against you. Raphael, left foot inside the penalty, curls one in, over Reina, hits the post and comes on the inside. Liverpool 30 times hit the post and it didn't go in last year. It's just those fine margins between winning and losing.
So would you agree that you rather play ugly or play badly and win rather than play brilliant and lose?
No, I'm not saying that at all, but I mean, when you're at the highest level of football, if you play ugly and you win, you're not going to go home, so we played ugly but we won.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, you should.
What football team thinks like that?
You know, when you were in the studio, and the first thing that was going through my mind was like, if you were in that United team, the thoughts would have been going back, or some memories would have come back, and how Ferguson would have treated you all at halftime. Could you just give us a glimpse, minus the swears?
No, it's not the case of a glimpse. I think anyone who's played for the manager, knowing that how disappointed they played up until half-time, knew what was going to happen at half-time. He made a substitution. So whatever he said to Nani at half-time, I think that compounded everything.
Would
Nani
you
didn't
want to
come
be
back
Nani?
out. Would I? Well, I'll be honest with you, I didn't think Nani played particularly well in 45 minutes. And I think he got the ball, he gave the ball away too much, so I don't think he could have expected anything else. If he was playing well, he could have expected.
Do you reckon we're seeing the end of Nani now? The end of...
It's not for me to say. I think only the manager can make that decision.
Guys, I just want to share something that Dr. Liverpool mentioned about it. He said, please share it on the show. He's a guy who also saw the same beach ball tackle. All right. He said he's heartbroken because the better team lost. Liverpool lost. Of course, a Liverpool fan. Been supporting Liverpool for 25 years. He said this: when Gerrard scored the goal, it was 45 minutes and 51st second. So that is 96. 96. So he said, what a coincidence that Gerrard scored at that point in time. It had to be Gerrard. So yeah, he wanted to say that. He said, referee.
Are you cheering, Orange Man?
Yeah, actually, I've never felt this bad for Liverpool, to be quite honest. I mean, I've seen Liverpool lose so many times in the last 10, 15 years, I should be used to it. But yesterday's loss was just terrible.
The one encouraging thing for me was, for the first time in a long time, Liverpool seemed to get bodies in the penalty area. Keep talking about this with Man United. They get bodies in the box, so when the ball comes in, 2 or 3 around the 6-yard box, so somebody will get half a chance or something. Liverpool started to do that, and that's the first time I've seen it for a long, long time.
Jess, do you think it's a revival of the team for this season, or is it just going to be because it's Manchester United? So the next time you're going to see them play again is going to be in Old Trafford.
We'll find out against Stoke, I think.
And remember, all the games will be on Astro. Remember, all the football coming to you live and exclusive on our football channels. Okay, apart from the Manchester United and Liverpool game, there was this other small 2 teams playing la. I'm just kidding. Don't send any hate mail, please. It was Manchester
City and Everton.
Yes, they are big teams as well. Versus Arsenal. The game ended in a draw, and this is what both the head honchos had to say after the game.
We are disappointed because we were 1-0 and we conceded a goal on corner. After that we had 4 or 5 chances to score a second goal. We have this problem. We don't close the game, and after it's clear that we can take also risk.
On one side, happy because we didn't lose the game by being 1-0 down. On the other side, a bit frustrated because we feel we had the chances early on and late in the game, and that's where you want to take them. But overall, you can see that we are a team and that we are a strong team.
Only for 10 minutes, the last 10, 15 minutes, I don't know why we didn't continue to play and we were too deep. But I think that the problem that we need to close when we have a chance to score.
Ross, could you help me out? How would you say we have a problem in Italian?
Like this. We have a problem.
That was
That's Spanish.
Okay, but yes, Manchester City have a problem because they have a problem of late of finishing games off. A former team.
Yeah, they do at the moment, but taking up away from Arsenal, I thought Arsenal played absolutely fantastic. I mean, I tipped Man City to win the game because I thought it would have been too strong for them, especially Man City being at home. But Arsenal, first half, where they bossed it. They went a goal behind, run a play. I'm not sure they should have, but the way they come out second half, chances they had as well, I thought they did really, really well.
Okay, we'll talk about Les Gunners in a bit, but Manchester City does for you this season?
Man City rely too much on Yaya Toure and Aguero. They're outstanding players. The rest of them are not ordinary, but they're not going to win you league titles.
Yep.
And Yaya Toure is still wonderful. Aguero just isn't quite what he was.
That moment. You say that. I think you look at Man City's squad. I mean, they've got the full of quality. The goalkeeper is a quality goalkeeper.
Yes.
Zabaleta, I think he's a quality player. He's in and out of the team for whatever reason. Company's a very good player. Bichet's a decent player. Lescott, Toure, Silva.
Yeah, but what about David Silva?
Dzeko.
I'm glad you mentioned his name.
Tevez is on the bench. Well, you look at that squad, you say to yourself, look at some of the best squads in the world. Who getting some of those squads, by the way, them players have got?
Not arguing with that, but it's a case of Arsenal look great. Arsenal outplayed them on their own patch.
For sure.
And Liverpool outplayed them the other
yes,
week at Anfield. And even Southampton gave them a really good game for 60 minutes. So ordinary teams are outplaying the champions, which suggests perhaps that something isn't quite right at Manchester City.
Yeah, Andrew, you mentioned earlier that that they have some really good players.
Oh, yeah.
And how does Mancini go out on TV and say, I don't have enough players?
I think he's looking for a 40-man squad. Because, like I said, those players I've just mentioned there, they're quality players. Yeah. Now, if you can't work with those players there, those players who didn't even make the bench yesterday, by the way, if you can't work with those players there, you turn around and say to yourself, well, what can you work with? You can only play 11. You're going to play twice a week now, Champions League, and obviously in the Premier League, you're going to play your best team because you want to win games. Now, your best team, you're always going to pick your best 11. Yeah. If you're going to pick best 11, you don't need 40 players.
Maybe Man City will do what Man United always does. Play reasonably well only before Christmas, and then after Christmas just shoot out.
Yeah, but
That's
you
Man
look at this Man City side and you think, how's youth ever going to get through? I mean, what's the point of them building that wonderful training centre?
More PR.
Yeah.
No, he's got
Financial fair play. Yeah. That's why.
What would you say is the main personnel for this particular Gunners team?
The main player?
Yeah.
Cazorla.
He's awesome.
Apart from him?
I think, I said yesterday on there, I think defensively now, I look at Arsenal and they're defending like the old Arsenal. These guys are defending for their life, whereby maybe last season before, very easy O's, the school.
He's all Steve Ball, isn't he?
Yeah, the very easy O's, yeah. And you always say to yourself, you get a goal against Arsenal. You look at them now, defensively, you say to yourself, wow, that's a big change. And going forward, Cazorla in midfield puts the ghost Fabregas to sleep. Because now he's the actual playmaker. But like I said, the only problem for me with Arsenal is going to be scoring goals up front.
Okay, moving on to the other games. Of course, Chelsea, the former champions from many, many moons ago, were involved against Stoke, the most entertaining team to watch on the planet. But thanks to another goal from Cole, not this man, of course, they salvaged the point.
Yeah, who would have thought, eh? Ashley Cole popping up with a winner. I thought Stoke were going to get something out of this game. Really did.
That's right. That's what I thought too.
But once again, it wasn't the football, or rather the lack of football respect on the pitch was...
I'm not sure. I think maybe it's the pressure Abramovich puts on his players.
To dive?
When he's sitting there in his big coat and he's staring down, and Di Matteo knows that they've got to entertain. And
he was on the training ground at Chelsea after the 2-2 against Juventus.
He wasn't happy with the 2-2, so...
But how would you deal with pressure like that as a professional? I mean, you get paid quite well.
Like players.
Yeah.
Players just get on with it. Ultimately, all you can do is give your best when you're out there. Yeah, every week you want to play like Barcelona, but that doesn't mean you're going to play like Barcelona.
But the tackle from Luis.
Sorry? That was the right. Do you know, I reckon Mark Halsley saw that tackle, Luis on Walters, and thought to himself, that's a red. And then Shelvey did that. on Sunday.
Visualization works.
Do you know what I mean?
Ross Yusuf, international man of mystery. Moving on, Tottenham Hotspur is getting away with murder, saving AVB yet again. Coming back from a goal down against QPR. Take nothing away from QPR, but they were outplayed Spurs first half.
Were they?
Yeah, I'm telling you they were. That's what.
I've only seen the highlights, and QPR went 1-0 up, didn't they?
Yeah.
So I see the goal today. And
Bobby Zamora.
Bobby Zamora. But I think AVB is going to be under pressure anyway from now to the end of the season. Regardless if they finish second, he still would be under pressure. He's had that problem when he went to Chelsea. Didn't work out for him at Chelsea. Personality clash with senior professionals, and I think he's always going to be knocked.
Do you reckon his age has a lot to do with it? Do players look at him and go,
so.
"You've never played, man"?
I think so. But what's he, 34?
Yeah.
I know he's done extremely well in Portugal.
Portugal, yeah.
But 34, he got to Chelsea. It's not worked out very well. Naturally, straight away, in football in turn, if you start cheesing off players, they turn against you. Now, Chelsea have had a history of that. If you look at the managers that have gone there, Scolari, Hiddink was the only one. And in the end, the Chelsea players wanted him to be manager. But look at some of the other managers. Ancelotti goes in the end, Scolari, like I said, AVB, Ranieri. It's like all of a sudden the players don't fancy him, and then they go to a Premier and say, "Oh, we don't fancy him."
Is it like that at every club? Is it all player power?
No. If you look at Everton, David Moyes, how long he's been there? Arsenal. See Manchester United. You're only going to get stability at a football club
If you empower the manager.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You've got to.
To defend Villas-Boas, he made a tactical change at half-time, where Vertonghen had played centre-back, moved to the left side, he pushed Gareth Bale on, and they bossed the second half. Having been outplayed in the first half, he made the change at half-time, and they bossed the second half. Should have won by more than the 2-1. Had great opportunities, scored 2 in 3 minutes, which is good. He's bringing something to Tottenham, and he seems to be more accepted by the players at Tottenham because he hasn't got a John Terry and a Frank Lampard and these establishment figures.
Yeah, but he got rid of a lot of players at the start of the season.
He did, so it's his team. It's his team.
See, you say that. I mean, we can all sit here and speculate, but we never know what's coming from upstairs by the way. So we say he's got rid of them. For all you know, the chairman could have turned around and said to him, "Right, these are the players I want you to get rid of. Do it."
Yeah.
Now, me personally, and what I understand as well, when he went to Chelsea, that's what he was given a task of. Freshen up the team, bring younger players in, because we're looking to play more dynamic, more quicker.
And then he wasn't supported.
There you go, and he loses his job. So you got to roll with the punches, you know.
As lucky as for my colleague Adam Carruthers, who's a big Spurs fan. They did end up winning the game 2-1. All right, that was this past weekend. What's in store for you this coming weekend? Reading take on Newcastle, and of course, Manchester United versus Spurs. Wow, that is a mouth-watering to say the least. And of course, Aston Villa, Lambert, can he sort his problems out? They take on West Brom. Remember, all these games live and exclusive right here on Astro, a super spot. All right, coming up after the short break, more of your questions for this man, Goal King Cole, coming up next right here on Bola Mamak.
Investors, entrepreneurs, up to 2.5 million to be invested. Which business idea?
First manager to win with Manchester City, the Premier League. How do you feel about that?
Didn't like school. When I should study, I didn't study, and I prefer to go to play football.
If you were not doing football today, what do you think you would have ended up doing?
It's important that your family stay out of your job.
Now, as a manager, who's your role model?
I have a dream. The dream is to win everything in football, but you know, this is not always is possible, but we try.
Yes, that man will be with this woman, J Menon with a Stadium Unplugged. Remember, it will be on Astro Supersport channel 811 and in HD channel 831. And coming to you right now in HD is the man known as Andrew Cole joining us here on Bola Mamak. And we've already had one round of him answering your questions, so it is round number 2. And the first one comes from Shazwan, and he says, "You and Dwight York at Blackburn. Was it the same as when both of you were at United, your relationship?"
In what way?
Both on and off the pitch.
Yeah, I don't think we always got on well at Blackburn. It's just exactly the same we did at Man United. It was difficult for the partnership to work at Blackburn. I think everyone was expecting the same thing. Oh, it's going to work exactly the same, but I mean, it didn't work that way. But we still scored quite a few goals together.
Did the manager have anything to do with you also not working?
You could say so.
It never gives a straight answer, but he gives you a hint. Moving on, gentlemen, any questions?
Yeah, I always wondered, you know, Andy, now that you have retired from football, do you ever wonder how crazy it is for Malaysians to be so die-hard supporting a club like a Manchester United or Chelsea or a Liverpool, and we are about 10,000 kilometers away?
Yeah, I've experienced it throughout my career, especially when we come here on pre-season with Manchester United. Yeah. And like in my role now, we travel to Asia quite a bit, and you know the fans are very, very, very fanatic. We was in China pre-season, and it's exactly the same there. So wherever you go in Asia, you know, you're going to expect that kind of stuff.
But did you wonder why it's so? I mean, what do you ever wonder? What is the connection between these people and?
Well, the connection is
so
like
far
you said.
Away?
How many miles is it?
10,000 kilometers.
Well, there you go. That's why then. They can never get to watch a game week in, week out at Old Trafford. So when you do come here, I mean, that's the way they're going to react, and you can totally understand why.
Andrew, can I tell you why he's asking these questions? Because this man has a go at him every week saying, why do you support Liverpool? Why are Malaysians supporting teams that are 10,000 kilometers or miles away?
Yeah.
So he's trying to fish
Answer that question. I think when you've grown up in Malaysia or wherever it is in Asia, watching football, you get affiliated to that football club. It could be 10,000 miles away or whatever it is.
But there's football going on in this part of the world, which drives me insane, that there's such a passion for Man United. I just still don't understand. I've been here close to 15 years now. There's good football going on. There's big Malaysia Cup quarter-finals coming up this weekend on Astro Arena.
Oh, there you go.
But it's a big trophy that's been going on since 1921. There'll be 80,000 at the final, and it matters. And yet, the English-speaking press, for a large part, fawn over United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea in the English Premier League.
But remember, all the games from the cup will be on Astro Arena, Channel 801. Yeah. Back to Mr. Andrew Cole. Thank you very much, Des. Okay, the next question comes from 1 November and it goes, which player would you rather partner up front today, currently from the BPL?
Today?
It's a good question, that. I like that.
I don't know. No, because I've got to be brutally honest. I was very fortunate to play with some of the partners I played with. Very, very fortunate. There's some quality players in the Premiership now. But that doesn't say I'd have the same kind of partnership with the ones what I played now that I did do. So I think that's a tough one. Man United is really there now. There's Van Persie.
Suarez set up chances for you?
He would set up chances. So I don't think he takes enough himself.
Correct.
Who else is out there? There's loads.
Van Persie, Rooney.
Yeah, there's loads of quality players. Loads of quality. So it's a very tough question now.
Okay, if he said it's too tough for him, but nevertheless, moving on to Ikma. When playing for England, who do you think should have been given the opportunity to play for England but was not called up?
England has changed so much since I was a kid. I remember when I was growing up watching England, if you were playing well for your club team, 9 times out of 10, the international team was called out, you would play. Now everything is set in stone. It don't matter how well you play for your club team, the England team is already set in stone.
Wow.
Already set in stone. And
People like Steve Bruce never made the England team.
Now that has been going on for the past 10, 15 years.
Wow, that's
to be fair, at your time, there were some great strikers around. Robbie Fowler didn't get a chance.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
But if you look at it,
Shearer got the
even
goal.
further back, even the Jimmy Greenough days.
If you look at the England team now, what changes have been made from, for instance, Ericsson?
Well, John Terry won't be playing anymore. but I know what you mean. It's
always the same. You could be playing some of the best football you've ever played. I mean, I look at someone like Michael Carrick, not just because of Manchester United player. Michael Carrick's a fantastic player. And when you talk about, starting the playoff on the back into the midfield player, what does Michael Carrick do for Manchester United? 40 games a season. Gets it started from the back. He gets left out the Euro squad because the manager perceives he's only good enough to sit on the bench. How does that work?
But why do you think that's the case, though? Why do you think it's so?
Because everything is set in stone. The England team is set in stone. Whoever's going to play will play.
But hasn't a manager got to believe in the players that he's got, and he fits the players to the system that he's around, and he's got a choice with England?
Yeah, I'm not disputing that, but what I'm saying, if someone's not playing particularly well, and someone is playing well, why can that not be changed?
Are you talking about the whole Frank Lampard, Steven Gerrard?
I'm just talking everything in general. Why can that not be changed? If you look at, someone mentioned it today, and I was speaking to them today. If you look at Germany, what did Germany do?
They picked 4
World
players.
Cup. Germany went at it, right? We're going to bring in all these young players now who play in the 21s or whatever. We're not expecting anything from the World Cup, but we're looking forward to the Euros. When they get to in the World Cup? Semis? In the Euros?
And re-energise the nation, to be fair. Germany have always been an exception.
As England, what do we do?
Same as Italy. That's what we do. Italy are very similar. They have a core of players who they select time and time and time again. But they don't do too badly.
They don't do too badly. They've got one absolutely stunning midfield player who dictates the play, and the rest of them can play and the work rate around him. I mean, we keep talking about all the youth we've got and how good they're going to be. Now, we can talk all we like. If you're not going to give them a chance, keep talking.
Are you talking about Pirlo and Carrick and how they were maybe a bit similar?
I mean, they'll get the play going. You've got to get the play going. If you want to play super football from the back, you've got to have someone in midfield who's prepared to get on the ball all the time and play. That's the only way forward.
Happy Des?
Well, Walcott's been given a chance. He scored a hat-trick. He's at 21. Andy Carroll's still only 22. Players are coming in.
Name who else?
Jordan Henderson has been on the out. Okay, I won't go there.
Who else?
No, but you need your experienced players. Would you drop?
How many experienced players do you need? So you just mentioned there, Germany are the exception.
They still had Miroslav Klose up front.
Right. And how many games does he play? Actually start? He has him around. He might start the odd game, but if you look at their team now, from the goalkeeper, back four, upwards.
So you'd be prepared to lose 5, 6, 7 or 8 games on the bounce for England?
Why not? How are you going to move forward? Yeah. By beating teams like, who did they beat the other day? Was it Moldova or something like that? You beat them 5-0, oh, absolutely brilliant, blah, 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 blah. You come to Ukraine, you struggle, and all of a sudden it's back to square one.
But
technically we're not this, technically we're not that, but we beat Moldova, everyone's saying technically we're the best in the world.
Is it not the case now that there's less quality English players available to be selected because of the foreigners in the Premier League?
I wouldn't blame the foreigners. That's what I wouldn't do. I mean, what the foreigners have brought to the Premiership is technique, skill, flair, whatever. Now it's for the English FA to make up their mind what they want to do. I mean, small-sided goals, or we've been talking about that since I was a kid.
So you reckon if for England to win the World Cup again, it's been since 1966, yeah? Mm-hmm. What do you think is the problem? Is it, like you're saying, it's too set in stone, the selection of the players?
And the whole system needs to be overhauled. I think the whole system. I'm not just talking about players. I mean, you know the football in England, yeah? You know the FA. Now, you look on the FA board, that panel, how many actually play football?
That's very correct. It's not a professional football setup, it's amateurs, because they have a bigger, wider brief that they have to deal with.
Right.
There's two sides to every.
So if we're talking, we want to prepare ourselves, move forward in football in terms, yeah? I think it's only Trevor Booking. Yeah? Now, you could have, for instance, I don't know, a school teacher telling someone how to play football, not being disrespectful, a school teacher.
But the FA is more than just dealing with your national team. The FA, football belongs to the people. It is the ultimate socialist game.
And what do the people want?
They don't all want just one team to dominate. They want competitive levels, and they want to have opportunities to play
As England,
football.
yeah, what do the England fan want?
An England fan would like England to do well.
So how are you going to dominate playing better football if you look at what's there at the FA and saying, right, this is how we're going to go about things? When you look at it, you turn around and say, well, how many of the people at the FA play football? We can talk and talk and talk about, oh yeah, grassroots. What do they actually know about grassroots?
Can't disagree with that, but the grassroots are important.
Of course.
And the schools are looking after the schools and running the leagues and,
why don't you
running
get
after the states.
Why don't you get people involved in it who have played the game, understand the game?
They're trying to do that. There's 10,000 qualified coaches now, and they're working hard on that.
How many have actually played the game? That's what I'm talking about. We can qualify by, school teachers can qualify because they can write brilliantly and put everything in nice paragraphs and all that. how many of those coaches played the game?
So to a level, to a degree, not to the top level, but a lot of coaches will have played to a decent semi-pro level.
There you go. You're talking semi-pro. Now, if we're going to go forward, you need better than semi. I'm not being disrespectful to semi-pro football. We need to be. I think
the English FA have to study the FAM.
Because we seem to have similar problems, actually.
You guys have been discussing about English football.
About who is actually doing the grassroots development, non-players, who's sitting in the FAM, non-players. It's very similar. Yeah, actually. Wow.
So the players have got to start to put an awful lot back into the football then.
I'll be honest with you. Do you know why a lot of players, retire from football and don't bother going to do the coaching badges and all that? Because, for instance, you go and do your coaching badge, and you could have a guy who's got all the qualifications, who's played at no level whatsoever, saying to you, well, I think you should make this run, I think you should do this, and you look at him as if to say, well, did you play the game? No, I didn't play the game, but I'll tell you what, qualifications, it beats the object.
We have this within Malaysia as well, where we talk about the best way to develop Malaysian football, and it's strikingly similar.
Yes.
So the FAM
equals FA.
Sorry? I want to get a lot of hate letters after this. Okay, moving on to Kavin, and he goes, if you had to choose to be stuck in a room with either, oh dear Lord, Graham Souness or Teddy Sheringham, who would you pick?
I'll stay in a room by myself.
Well,
would you buy a gun from me?
No, there's kids watching the TV.
And the final question comes from Ultimate Sports. Are you related to the Ultimate Warrior back in the day, WWF? But yes, he says, did you know that there were rumors of you playing for Selangor back in 1994? In Malaysia, that's Malaysia.
I was about to say, no.
You would have faced the same problems, FA, FAM, but you just waited another 15 years to move to face that.
Well, that's why it's a rumors, actually. That's why it's a rumor. Yeah.
I don't know what the orange one's saying.
You said it's rumors, right?
Sorry?
You said it's rumors.
Yes, it's rumors.
Yeah.
All right, what a rumor is a false truth or something like that. But nevertheless, these guys are here for Andrew Cole, and they will be coming up very, very shortly after the break. So you keep watching, baby. Welcome to a very special edition of Bola Mamak. Andrew Cole in the house, yo! We've also got the Sabah Red Devils, MyManUtd, Butt and Ruff. Okay, I'm going to start with you, Butt. You traveled all the way from Sabah just to meet this man. When did you take off and land?
We left this morning. Some of us left yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah. This man's a legend.
Yep.
He's worth
time, travel, and money. All right, and then of course we got Ruff all the way from MyManUtd. Sorry, the mouth didn't work. Sorry, But hey, I have to ask you this important question. After that 2-1 victory, how do you feel?
Well, obviously, considering it's our first win in Anfield since 2007, so we were very, very pleased with the result. Very good performance for us.
Okay, as for those of you who might have noticed, there's a lot of memorabilia here, all starring Andrew Cole, of course. He's going to autograph these items, and at the same time, I believe you guys have something special for him?
Yeah.
Okay, on the count of 3, 2, 1, go!
And go! And go! He gets the ball, he scores the goal, and he goes! When go! And he goes! He gets the ball, he scores the goal, and he goes! Take me home, United Road, to the place where I belong, to Old Trafford, see United. Take me home, United Road. Glory, glory, Man United! Glory, glory, Man United! Glory, glory, Man United! And the Reds go marching up, up, up! Only one! United!
Was the Sabah Red Devils, MyManUtd, for this man, Andrew Cole. For those of you all joining us today, thank you very much. If you want to complain about that man's undergarment thing of a jig, which I have no idea what it is, it's been crazy. Des Cockle, Ross Youssef, the Orange Man, and the one and only Andrew Cole. Till next week, do tashimaste. Sing, y'all!